Something I've noticed about this thing, and I don't know if this is something with all brands of grapple buckets or if it's just this one, as you use this hydraulic hose eventually works its way down into here as you're using it. And what will happen is it gets pinched behind the lifting boom and the main frame of the vehicle, which, I mean, obviously it's just not good. It's just going to pinch the hose, eventually may cut it and cause all kinds of problems, and we just don't want to do that, you know. So my thinking is, I got this ring that I put on here and a non-load bearing carabiner and a 1/4 inch thread eye bolt, and that way I can hook this carabiner on the eye bolt and it'll keep the hoses up and out of the way from getting pinched anywhere down there. But with the carabiner being non-load bearing, just to keep cheap key ring carabiner, and that being a 1/4 inch eye bolt, if something does happen where it gets in a bind as it rotates up and down, theoretically that cheap key ring carabiner or the eye bolt or both should break and not put any undue stress on the couplers or the hose anywhere going to that cylinder to cause something to break. So we'll see if that alleviates some of this problem or not. Fingers crossed it does, and we don't have to go down that road of, oh dear, we messed up. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, Vern? So let's see if there's somewhere I can put you guys. See what's going on there. That may be the spot to use. I think that'll work. I feel like it's going to. What? Why is it not all the way down? Here we go. That may be the way to go. I think that's going to work perfectly. Heck yeah. Sweet. Well, good morning. It's kind of a chilly morning here today. We got some snow flurries on the ground, but I wanted to come out here and get this pile cleaned up of wood. So this stuff over here is all for the fire pit we have for the back lot in our back porch. This bigger pile is what I'm going to keep for that I feel like is decent enough to burn and not just going to be rotten and disappear in a hurry. The rest of this I'm going to haul off to a local area that I have access to that does a bonfire once a year, and I stockpile for them. I take the material that's free of branches and trash and all that, so I'm going to use a grapple to sift through this and get the stuff out that'll be good for them. Because I don't feel like messing with it. I mean, there's pieces in there I can split by hand easily, but I don't know. I don't want to mess with a bunch of that. Some of it's been sitting so long that it's starting to rot a little bit. So I'm taking it over there where it's in that pile and it'll dry out better and not rot. Instead, here being the dirt and bugs and everything else. kind of sort through this and see how it goes and go from there. This is the ProWorks grapple that I mentioned earlier. Outside of a little bit of fiddling with it, this is probably the most I've used it so far. I have not done a tree job big enough throughout the winter that required the use of this grapple. There's definitely a learning curve with this thing. I've never used a grapple bucket prior to this on a machine like this. It's a little frustrating, I suppose. I don't know is the best way to reach down over and curl down and grab, or do you go into it and then close down on it? I'm still trying to figure all that out. And what's the best way to do all that? Or like right now when I don't grab anything at all with it. Just make it. Try it again. The ability you can pick stuff up and give the bucket a little shake and get the dirt, weeds, things
decoration, all that to the side.
Not really a good place for you guys to go today. take care of that. Not too bad. Definitely got some learning to do with the grapple bucket, but I'm very impressed with it. Just a little bit of learning curve. That's not too bad though. Yeah, put the bucket on. Got all this scraped up. It's not perfect, but it's clean enough to start screening some soil on. So what I'll do is, excuse me, I'll screen this. I'll probably use the grapple bucket. So I'm going to try to keep from dumping it all on the screen at once. And what's left of it, I don't know, I may try to mix some peat moss in it or something and see if it'll, not necessarily compost, but make something better. Treat it with something, because all the weed seeds that are going to be in it. I don't know if I use like, I don't know, some of that preen, I think is what they call it, or maybe some man, what's the other stuff? I think it's a mesotriome. Can't think of it right now. Maybe something like that. Keep anything from growing in this as I use it. Maybe not. We'll see. A couple weeks I'll come out here and work on these in some downtime. Maybe go get a wood splitter, do it quickly. And then this pile is just dirt from random tree jobs, yard stuff I've done for people. Same thing, I'm going to screen it. This was what I'll use to level out my yard. Take care of the low spots, fill in holes, things like that. And of course get a bunch of the weeds out of it, and I'll have to treat the lawn whenever I'm putting stuff down. So, but it's free. I think a load of topsoil around here is like $225 or something like that. Speaking of weeds, ew. There we go. Well, that's all for now. I think I'm gonna go inside, get a sandwich real quick, and take that load of stuff to the landfill. Have a good one.